Hey guys, really quick before you check out Mr. 305, make sure you go to all the social media of Emerge Americas, check out their website so you can get ready for next year's conference. They actually brought the co-founder of Waze, they brought CEOs of billion-dollar companies, they even brought the one and only Steve Wozniak. So definitely check them out and enjoy the video.
Truly needs no introduction. Grammy Award winning, world-renowned musician, songwriter, producer, entrepreneur, Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305, our very own Armando Christian Perez. Let's watch his video.
Sube la temperatura, sube la temperatura, súbelo, sube la temperatura, sube, ardiente. Oye, son latinos que vivimos porque conocimos la fuerza de este fuego. Quema las fronteras y también laderas. Quémalo, ya, sube la temperatura. Esta vibra en la noche ilumina. Súbelo, enloquece como te anima. Súbelo, candela y quema sin control. La llama de temperatura nos saca de calor. Sube la temperatura. Sube la temperatura. Súbelo, sube la temperatura. Sube, ardiente. La verdad lo que amamos con deseo en las manos. Vamos, el cambio es ahora. Todos por las calles tomando libertades. Si dicen no, sube la temperatura. Esta vibra en la noche ilumina. Súbelo, enloquece como te animan. Súbelo, la candela y quema sin control. La llama de temperatura no se acaba de calor. Sube la temperatura. Sube la temperatura. Súbelo, sube la temperatura. Sube.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Suze Orman and Armando Christian Perez, Pitbull.
Yeah? Okay.
That's my better side.
Okay, that's a better side. Go ahead.
Yeah. I guess you don't have a good side. They're all good, right?
Yeah, no. I always have a good head there.
Miami!
Yeah.
So, do you ever wonder what Armando and Suze Orman have in common? No.
Nah, Susie's got more money than me.
I love for that to be true. What we have in common is something we have in common with every single one of you out there. We had a dream. We had desire. We had poverty. We didn't necessarily have a good education. Probably most of you had a better education than we did. But we followed our dreams. We didn't let anybody say no. And we merged into a world where fame beyond both of our dreams has happened. If it could happen to us, can it happen to them?
Absolutely.
Right, so we're here to share that with you and to also take some questions. You know, tell people.
Well, for one, like she said, I don't know how we ended up on the same stage together, okay?
I do.
Okay, no, I know where it comes from.
No.
Struggle.
You know why? No. Because we'll just go by Pitbull for a second, right? Because when you don't have money, it's the pits, and that ain't no bull.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna use that one right there.
All right.
But it's funny because sometimes I walk around and they say, "Nice to meet you, Mr. Bull." I say, "Last name shit." So you know. But with that said, yes, we have a common ground, and I would say a law of attraction, which is just understanding struggle, sacrifice, hustle, mover, shaker, go-getter. But never took no for an answer, and no became yes. Okay, where failure became the mother of success, where failure became actually a welcoming call, where I'm sure in your career you've had plenty of people tell you what you should and shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
Okay, and listening to your gut and fighting for it and earning that and making it successful, there's no money that can buy that at the end of the day. And I'll tell you one thing, when I was growing up in Miami, I'm a Miami boy, Dade County, born and raised, first generation Cuban American. And I want to start off by saying thank you guys for the opportunity, and thank you, Susie, for being able to share the stage with you. For being a
What did he say? Bull what?
Yeah, bullshit. Yeah. No, but with that said, being a Miami boy, growing up in interesting neighborhoods in Miami, I remember you would get a beat from somebody, and you get on the payphone right quick, and you say, "What you up to today?" They say, "Oh, I'm on this paper chase." Okay? So that became something cool to say to each other. "Well, I'm on this paper chase, man. You know, I'm on this paper chase, man. I'm on this paper chase." That's what this looks like right now, a paper chase. And with that said is, when you chase money, it runs, folks. When you make money, it's different. So I stopped the paper chase and started to create things. And what I got a chance to be involved in was an escape for me was music. Music is my platform. It's my avenue to be able to open, even to be able to have this conversation and speak to you guys on how we've diversified our portfolio. Okay? Okay. Yeah, I listened to you, Susie. Don't think I don't.
Okay.
I watched you. I like it because you give it to people straight. I don't like people that come with a chaser. But with that said, folks, bottom line is, we're all here one way or another. There's no hidden agenda on how to figure out how to generate things in our life. But the best advice I could possibly give you, I think you gotta have fun. Okay? You gotta be happy. Because you never want to have $1 billion business to have $1 trillion headache. And let me tell you, there's a bunch of them out there. If there's any one person that I know that are miserable, most of them are billionaires. They forgot how to have fun. Okay? So in your journey and whatever you guys are trying to create, there's no, I was saying earlier in the interview, there's no magic bullet, magic formula, cutting corner, nor cheating. There's no instant gratification. All right? It has to do with patience, passion, perseverance, hard work. Okay? You're gonna fall. You're gonna fail, you're gonna lose, and that becomes fun. And I always say, there's no losing, only learning. There's no failure, only opportunities, and there's no problems, only solutions. Okay? Now, will Susie teach you how to manage it and maintain it better? That's the key, absolutely. Me personally, I'm just here to tell you that if there's anybody that's been through it, and well, we've been through it. All right, we're just here to let you know it's not going to be a perfect ride, and you shouldn't look at it that way because true perfection is imperfection. You understand that, my friend? That's perfect, and that's the journey as far as creating these things. Look at Emerge, 3rd year, close to 15,000 people here on our 3rd year. We want to say thank you so much for the support, by the way, really appreciate it. But this started as an idea. I sat down with Manny Medina, with Melissa Medina, and I was telling a joke about it backstage, but it's the truth. I felt like I was in the movie Jerry Maguire when Tom Cruise is trying to get the girl back. And after he spoke, she goes, "You had me at hello?" All right, well, Melissa and Manny had me at, "Hey, we're really thinking about building this in Miami. What do you think?" I'm in. Because Miami's my first love, our platform, and we want to showcase to the world how untapped this market is and how it can be a sound off to everybody that's here looking for, or not. I don't want to say anything you look for your hides. But here creating all of our own, American dreams. Brother, thank you. Susie's an example of it. I'm an example of it. And just tap into more than anything, our failures and our downfalls. The rest we can tell you about, but those are the fun stories, at least on mine.
So I'm worried about all of you. Every single one of you I'm worried about, because you're focusing on success, which is great, but you're not focusing on making more out of less. I've talked to so many of you and you've said, "No, I don't have any money. I'm not paying attention to my money." And the biggest problem is when you do make it big and you don't know what to do with your money. Because then what happens is some financial advisor is going to come by and give you a slick presentation. They're going to give you an elevator speech and a pitch, and you're going to take it. And you're going to lose everything that you have worked for. Not one of you in this room has an excuse why you aren't dealing with your money. Do you know your FICO score? Do you have credit card debt? Do you know how to get out of credit card debt? Do you know what type of retirement account to have? Do you know how to buy a home? Should you be buying a home? Are you leasing a car? You should never lease a car. Investments. Do you know what kind of investments? You don't know any of that, most of you. And if you really want to be powerful in life, because it's the power when he gets on the stage and he starts wiggling his bun, right?
Okay, hold on. Yo la conocí en un taxi, en camino al club. Yo la conocí en un taxi.
Easy, but you will never be powerful in life until you are powerful over your own money. How you think about it, how you feel about it, and how you invest it. But no. You're all so busy on your ideas and creating the next Facebook or whatever you want to create that you're not paying attention to money today. And I just want to give you a very quick example. If I were to ask all of you in this room, right, if you had credit card debt, do you have 401k loans? Do you have mortgage debt, student loan debt, any kind of debt? This whole room would stand up. Debt is bondage, people. You will never have financial freedom if you are in debt. So it's really, really important that if you want to be powerful in life, you have to be powerful over your own money. Power attracts people. People control money. When you are powerful, you attract money. When you are powerless, you repel people. Nobody wants to be around some whimpering little powerless thing. They like to be around powerful, happy people that lift them up. But if you're powerless, you repel people. People control money. So if you are powerless, you repel money. What makes you the most powerless in life when it comes to money is debt. So stay out of it, get out of it, and get powerful. You can do it. Every single one of you can. You know, sometimes you look at people like us and you go, what do they know? You know, they have money. We did have a pot to piss in, people.
Literally.
Right?
Yep.
And it was easier for him to piss in his pot than me. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, but I was raised by a single mother, so believe me, I understand what she's talking about.
Right,
Call the cop a squat, you'll be all right.
There you go. She always tells you to put that toilet seat down.
Yeah. Oh, woof.
You know when you go on an
That'd be a big
airplane
problem.
and you always go into the bathroom and the toilet seat's up? You know a man's been in there.
Well, don't worry about it. I always put the toilet seat
Okay,
down.
no.
I've been raised by a woman. A woman made me a man.
See?
Yeah. That's the truth.
Yeah, I always say behind every great woman is another woman.
That's how I feel about myself. But let me know, just to add on to what you're saying real quick, because I also have how I break down success for people. First you succeed, and it's kind of like what Susie's talking about, is you make it, so you make the money. All right? Then it's success. This is where you got to learn how to maintain it. All right? Then you become successful. But if you break down the word, whether it's succeed, success, or successful, there's the word suck in it. So now with success, okay, now you're giving people access to suck in excess. Es la verdad, I mean, it's the truth. So what am I saying? She's saying, yeah, you make it, now you got this money, now you got a financial advisor. Let's put myself, for example, okay? Any money that's generated, now you have a manager, you have taxes, you have agents, you have production that you have to invest back into, dancers, bands. By the time you really break this down, I may walk away with 30% of that, if that, okay? Once we invest everything back into it. So really what makes me happy is to be able to, from the large number, walk away with 10% clean after everything, to be able to enjoy my lifestyle with, okay? Now when you learn how to really budget your lifestyle, and I think one of the key words here would be managing your lifestyle. There's a lot of things that you need, and there's a lot of things you don't need. Like she was saying, there's certain people that'll come and supposedly advise you on your money. But I've sat down with plenty of bankers, plenty of investors, plenty of advisors, who when the crisis happened, they were a part of the crisis. I go, so how are you going to be advising me? If your money got jammed up. Okay, and my favorite line for bankers, and I sit with them, and actually one of my bankers is here right now, but he's here right now because he gave me my first loan for my first property 15 years ago. But he looked at me in my face, and excuse my French, I don't speak it, but he says, you're getting fucked on this loan, I'm just letting you know that. But at least you can say you got your first property. It's your decision. I took the decision, but at least he was straight up. And like we say in Spanish, cuenta clara conserva amistad. Still my banker, still my friend. And I sit down with guys that I know that come with game, you know, they talk a good game, they wear good suits, or at least they think they are. You know? Yeah, because to me a good suit is if you got it on sale, Bob will wear that. You know? It's not what you wear, it's how you wear it. And I tell them all the time, I said, look, I got this record coming up. I'm about to invest in my own record. This is what the promo campaign is gonna be, video campaign is gonna be, and touring and marketing campaign is gonna be X amount. Well, let me tell you what my ROI is gonna be on this. Even my worst record is gonna be this. Can you give me that within a year? No, then what we talking about? So you gotta find things that you can invest into yourself and understand what the outcome is going to be. You're never going to predict the outcome. Solamente what the mercado can do that. Okay? What the mercado is like a psychic on the Spanish side.
I was going to say, what the hell did you just say? What you say?
And just to add on to what Suze's saying is, it's empowerment. Empower yourself. Okay, you empower yourself financially, you empower yourself emotionally, spiritually, and then you can empower everybody else around you, because the decisions you're making, at least to a certain extent, you know the odds on them. And it's not somebody else that is managing your money.
Yeah.
And then,
so,
and you understand?
You think they got questions for us?
I hope they got questions.
You want to ask us some questions? Yeah, well, come on.
All right, now hold on. We're in Miami, folks. All right, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but what happens in Miami never happened. I need more energy than that. Do y'all got some questions? Now we're talking, baby.
Darling!
Let's stand up for these now. Who's got questions? Who's got mics? Come on. Ask away.
Hello, Susie. I remember watching you years ago when I was in college as an undergraduate. I remember you talking about emergency funds.
Yeah.
And it's advice I've held throughout my life. I just have a question. In today's economy, is the 12-month emergency fund still advisable? Because there's other advisors on television who say just 3 months, just 6 months, bare bones, etc. What is your advice, madam?
They're idiots. Right?
Yes, sir.
And let me tell you why, right? Everybody, go back to 2007. But maybe some of them weren't even born in 2007, right? But go back, right? And you lost your job, you lost everything. You were working on this tech thing, and all the startups went down. Nobody had any money to invest. Nobody wanted to touch you. They didn't do an IPO because the markets were going down, and you couldn't find anything to do. Think it took you just 3 months to find another job? Think it took you 6 months to find another job? If you were lucky, you found another job in 8 months for 50% of the money that you were making before that happened.
Sure.
So you need to know that you are going to be secure. And the pat answer is 3 months, 6 months. Oh, please give me a break.
Lifetime.
You need as much money in the bank that makes you feel secure. Don't go fooling yourself. It's okay. I can charge on a credit card. I can do this. So you should have at least 8 months, not 6 months, not 3 months. I'd like to see you have 8 months to 1 year. Because it's not just about the economy. What if you get sick? What if you're hit by a car? What if something happens crazy in this world? We live in the craziest world I've ever seen in my life right now. And the only way you can take craziness out of that is for you to make yourself secure. The government's not going to do it for you anymore. The economy may not do it for you anymore, but you can do it for yourselves. And you do it by building a solid foundation. You have an emergency fund, you get out of credit card debt, you start to save money, you buy a home if it makes sense. You do these things in order and you build up. But if you're doing all this and something happens to you and you don't have an emergency fund, you're in credit card debt. Now you're in debt and you can't pay your credit card bills. Now you've ruined your FICO score. Now you've really screwed up your life. So yeah, at least an 8-month emergency. There you go.
I can add on to that because we live by a certain rule that say you should always be able to weather the storm.
You betcha.
And I look at it where you got to be able to weather a Category 7 hurricane, which by the way doesn't exist yet. All depends on climate change at this point, but, okay?
So this question is for you. My dear Pitbull, I admire you. First of all, your story is amazing, especially because you believe as much as me in education as the perfect vehicle to change our region. So, based on that, and because I know you funded SLAM, the charter school, I wanted to ask you what you think every education system, but especially in Latin America, should be changing to make education more efficient. In my opinion, teaching kids about entrepreneurship, which is what I do from like the first grade, it's a great way to do and start changing their mindset at an early age. That's thing number one.
I learned my first form of entrepreneurship was in the streets of Miami. The economy in Miami in the 80s, what boosted our economy, okay, and we got tremendous return on investments and fucking astronomical evaluations, was this thing called cocaine. Yeah, and I grew up all around that. But it taught me about guys that understood what it was to maintain it. You don't want to be in that life always. You know where that life's going to take you. Prison or death. It's really that simple. Or a snitch, so you might as well be walking dead. I didn't want none of that right there. But that's the only thing I knew at a certain time. So to maintain, these are the guys that will get whatever they had, and they went from La Pequeña Habana to La Sabuesera. They started from Little Havana to Westchester. Started to build their lives and trying to get out. That was entrepreneurship for me. The guys that opened a landscaping company or a dry cleaner or whatever it may be going, that's not my life, but it was my avenue. Well, guess what? I'm in the same business now. It's called music. The rawer my product, the more you get addicted, and guess what? The more the business grows. Now we got to find a way to maintain it. So that was my first step of entrepreneurship. But there's certain things, I don't regret anything in life, but certain things I wish I would have had more of was people in school that gave a fuck about me. And they did it. Right? In my lifetime, I've done about 20 to 25 schools, and it all depends on how many times I went to each one of them. Okay? That's how we get me. Never been a troublemaker, always been around some trouble, just a part of my life. And where I'm going with education is because my mother always told me, no one's dumb, no one's stupid. You just got to learn how you learn. And me personally, thank you. Me personally, I'm not the best reader. I'll read my ass off, but I won't remember what I read in the first page at the third page. Just how my mind works. But I can watch, I can listen. That's how I learned that I was good at learning. And that's why we developed SLAM. So SLAM comes, it's sports, leadership, arts, and management. What did we do? We took the curriculum and flipped it. Same curriculum, same old boring shit that you go to school. Same thing. I mean, let's be real. How many of y'all really like algebra? So what did we do? We took algebra and we said the X is the 40-yard line, Y they got 6 seconds, and Z is they need 6 points. Kids love football. It's during football season. They're engaged. Education is all of a sudden sexy. I can't even get these kids out of the school at this point. All right? And mind you, I don't do this by myself. It's an amazing team, amazing teachers, amazing administrative staff, and an amazing partner. But I'll tell you this much. One thing I think that we really need to teach these kids, other than entrepreneurship, is what to do with the immense access to information they have right now. How to really utilize that. Because the phone's the new dope, baby. That's what it is. I grew up around drug addicts, alcoholics. I understand what it is to be addicted. And the first thing in addiction is this long river called denial. That's the first thing. And we got to teach these kids that they got to run the phone, not the phone run them. If they got, if you have all this access to information, you got to understand that, because if not, you're going to get drowned in it. It's happening right now to us as a society. It's the tail wagging the dog at this point. We're all looking at the wrong things. And we got to educate these kids how to be able to maneuver and navigate that. And this is a word I don't like to use, but I'll use it here. They got to learn how to manipulate it. That to me is one of the biggest things that we're starting to implement in school right now. And entrepreneurship is obviously going to be a part of that, because this phone gives them the access to do whatever they want to do in life. You just got to direct them in the right way at this point. And I'll leave it on this note, and this is real shit. Listen to this. What's the best story in the Bible? Where I would say the one everybody knows, which is Adam and Eve, right? What did Eve bite? She bit the apple. All of us are biting the fucking apple right now. Yes, my friend, look at the logo. It's right there for you. I think I'm playing with you. But they're making billions of dollars off us, and we got to learn that we can empower ourselves, like what we're speaking about, off of the things that they're doing with us. And that to me is the most important thing with the kids. The question was long, the answer was long. You have to stop.
Hi, hello, good evening. It's an honor for me to be here today in front of both of you and address you.
All right.
Hi, hi Susie, hi Pitbull. My name is Maria Lopez. I'm a certified public accountant. The question is for you, Susie. In 2010, I saw you on stage live in this center for an Oprah Winfrey event, and it was you who inspired me to take action. I have built my career 25 years with the Big Four, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and Ernst & Young, and I left them to build my own enterprise. Today I host a radio show in South Florida where I inspire South Florida to take control over their finances, and my dream is to become Suze Orman en Español. Yes. I want to empower the U.S. Hispanic community in this country, so thank you for that.
Thank you. But I have a question for you.
Yes.
Yeah. To inspire others,
Yes.
you have to be what you want them to become.
Yes, ma'am, and I have.
Right? You can't just teach in words. You have to teach and speak in truths.
Yes.
Truths that rock their soul. So you have to be financially independent. You have to be financially strong. You have to be all those things. And while you may want to be the next Suze Orman in Espanol, I want you to be the next you. Because you have what it takes to be better than I ever was. You have what it takes to create newness. Never want to be anybody else other than yourselves. And that is the key.
Because I want to acknowledge who you are.
Thank you.
For the country, for the world. And yes, I am Maria Lopez. And I will do and complete my mission for the U.S. Hispanic community. So thank you for that.
But Maria Lopez, you should have taken your cue from the woman in front of you, and you should have said, who gave Armando here her proposal. You should have said, and I want you to be on my radio show. But girlfriend, that's how you go for it. Don't stop. You thought it, but you didn't say it.
I told Rosie, I said, I'm going to ask them both to be on my radio show.
But you didn't. But you didn't. I had asked you. So next time you ask me and we'll do it. You think it, but you're afraid to say it. You feel it, but you're afraid to do it. Fear is the #1 obstacle to wealth. Wherever you are.
Back here in the pink.
There we go.
All right. My name's James. I'm a college student at Johnson Wales University. And my question was for both of you. One was about the student debt epidemic that we're facing, and then education and how you feel that college and the education into the workforce intertwine.
Okay. Does point guard mean I go first?
Yeah.
Got it. Well, what the hell's he talking about now? Right? Now it's even English.
That was English.
Oh God, that's not either, but I think we're talking basketball or something like that. So here's the thing. We have $1.3 trillion of student debt as we both sit here in front of all of you. We have tens and tens of thousands of students that can't afford to pay that student loan debt back. And I think it's a travesty that you can't claim bankruptcy on it. I think it's a travesty that this administration just took away the ability to have low interest rates forever, and they're going to go back up on all of you. And I can go on and on about it, but this is what I think. You have to be crazy to get yourself in debt, to go to a university that doesn't do squat for you. Woo! Right?
Yes, sir.
A university or a school doesn't define who you are, you define your school, right? I never got a grade above a C when I went to college. The chancellor came to me once after he knew I had money, and he said, "Don't you think you want to support the University of Illinois?" And I said, "What did they ever do for me, sir? What did they ever do?" What people did, a little known fact was John Belushi was my roommate for 4 years, at the University of Illinois, because my real roommate was Judy Jackman, who he eventually married, and so with Judy came John, so I had a real education there. And John, I looked like a clean-cut woman, yes. But I know we have a few things in common, but we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay, no problem. So, I think you have to be nuts to go into debt to go to school. If you don't have the money to go to school and you have to take out these loans, go to a community college. Half the entrepreneurs that are out there that are billionaires, thank you, right? They never finished college. So I just think it's a travesty to come out of school and have one debt that you're tied to for the rest of your life.
Well, yeah, hey, you're welcome back there in pink. I think the best university in life is just that, the university of life. And with these schools, I think sometimes what they do is they teach you how to think in the box instead of out the box. Exactly where, she didn't ask the question of Susie and myself maybe coming on her radio show. That's that out the box mentality. That's that mover, shaker, go-getter. I guarantee you after today you're going to ask every question that's on your mind and your gut tells you to do, because that's what failure does to you. That's what taking a hit, getting knocked down does to you. It puts that, in layman terms, fuck it, in your system. And a lot of these schools don't do that. And in turn, what do they do is, obviously, they're charging you for something that you're learning. What better than to be living life and you're not getting charged for it? You know what I'm trying to tell you with that? And the reason, go back to slam real quick, we're giving these kids that are getting lined up college prep classes. And mind you, these are kids that are 92% on free lunch. These are kids that I've taken out of neighborhoods like Little Havana, Overtown, Alapata, Liberty City, Wynwood. Kids that need it, But the good thing is that we're setting them up so they can make an educated decision on what they want to do later on in their life. But it has a lot to do with what, I didn't catch your name from Colombia, I'm sorry about that. Pero, como es Karen, sorry Karen, entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship is that ownership, control your own destiny. And being in debt, obviously that's not going to happen. I didn't even make it out of high school, you get me? But you got to have that fighter, you got to have that spirit, you got to be that go-getter and understand that, I go back to it, failure is the mother of all success. That's what makes this journey fun, because if you were always winning, then how the fuck would you really appreciate a win? How would you appreciate it if you don't understand what a loss is? So that's, I think, what we have in common is poverty, being failed by the system, being always told no, shouldn't, wouldn't, couldn't, can't, never will, and that empowered us in order to fight the world. And then it doesn't become a fight, it becomes more like a dance.
Yeah.
And obviously that is not going to help you with that dance.
But I just want to say quickly, for those of you that are in student loan debt, it is the most dangerous debt that is out there. So don't skip it, make your payments, clear it away. It should be your #1 priority, because again, it is not a debt that you can discharge in bankruptcy.
This is the last question. It's over here.
This is for Armando. Armando, Mr. 305.
Yes, sir.
My name's JC. I'm the CEO of Redemption Music, Redemption Entertainment. And first of all, I want to say what an inspiration you have been to a lot of people.
It means a lot, JC. Thank you.
And we have a relationship which you're probably going to remember here in a moment. So I'm a Cuban American, right? First gen. I'm in a place called Park City. I invested in some real estate out there, and I was involved with a venue called Harrio's. So back in the 90s, I'm saying, you know what? We need to bring this guy out here. And they said, who? And I know this Cuban. Come on, JC. You're Cuban. Why are you bringing another Cuban out here? And they said, yeah. And this was Thursday, October 1st, 2009. I brought you out to Harrio's. Do you remember that?
He would have before the 4 glasses of his vodka that he had backstage, he would have remembered that.
I don't remember what I did last night, to be honest with you.
But in any case,
I appreciate the opportunity.
one thing that we valued and one thing that I learned from you, and I was following your career, was you're a man of your word. And that's one thing that we all need to really focus and realize, that it's a commodity that is hard to distinguish, it's hard to find these days, but keeping your word and your work ethics, and I want to commend you for that.
Oh, man.
Te quiero, mi brother.
Oye, igualmente, muchas gracias.
All right.
So we have about 1.5 minutes left. And I think they're already
they're ready for the party.
The party, right? I just want to say one last thing. Right?
We're trying to lower it.
There you go, you got it.
There you go.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Is that all of you really do need to learn about money. And we have education question over here, and who's going to teach you about money, and where do you go to learn about the personal finance? Not necessarily what stock to buy, it's little things that really rule your lives. So it's a gift from all of us on stage and from Emerge to all of you. If you go to SuzeU.com, that's SUZEU.com, you'll see a place that you can put in a gift code. The gift code is Emerge. I have 300,000 students right now taking the course. Obviously they paid, you will not. And that course is there for you free. And if you want, put it out on your networks. Tell everybody that word. Have the whole world take it. Because the Emerge, again, you go to SuzeU.com, and the gift code is Emerge, and take that course. It's got 7 lessons in it. Every time you pass the test, your name gets put into the little pile there, and every month we pick one name and we give $5,000 a month. So if you win, if you pass 7 exams, your names go in there 7 times and you can win again and again. So that's my gift from me to all of you.
Well, before we leave, I just want to say thank you to Manny Medina and the Medina family. I want to say it's definitely an honor to be a partner in Emerge and to be able to be a sound off for Latin America and also the whole world for ideas that people do not believe in and don't make it to the Silicon Valleys, alleys, or paradise, or beaches, or whatever it is, okay? And we're able to do what we do best, which is believe in ourselves, fight hard, and accomplish, no? And with that said, JC, thank you for your words. I appreciate it. And being a first-generation Cuban-American that believed in me, Thursday I will be inducted into the Writers Hall of Fame next to Jay-Z. So it was due to folks like you that had the vision and understood the talent that allowed us to do what we're doing right now. Music has been the vehicle, it's been the avenue, and an amazing opportunity to be able to teach you guys about certain things, hopefully give you guys advice on certain things you can do in your life, because I've definitely been the one that they said would never do it, can't, won't, shouldn't, never will happen, like I said before. So I flipped it on their ass, and it's real simple. Can't, if you look at it, there's the word can in it. Won't is the word won. The word don't is the word do. And the word impossible is I'm possible. And everybody is possible. With that said, appreciate it.